Russia and Georgia have not always been the best of friends. This contentious relationship has its roots in the 20th century when Georgia declared independence from the Kingdom of Russia in 1918 as a result of Russia's defeat in World War I. However, South Ossetia, a region in Georgia and under Russia, South Ossetian peasants influenced by communist ideals declared a parallel independence movement in 1918 from Georgia, giving Georgia a taste of their own medicine. Georgia, however, was not having this at all. Despite Soviet support for South Ossetian independence, it failed. But Georgia's claim to independence only lasted for 3 years because the Soviet Union re-annexed Georgia in 1921, ultimately and only temporarily solving the problem with the South Ossetians. Now fast forward about 70 years and the breakup of the USSR. Georgia saw this as another opportunity to declare independence from Russia, and so it did. Immediately, South Ossetians gave them a taste of their own medicine and did the same from Georgia, restarting events 70 years prior. After a brief war between the two sides, a negotiation was settled with peacekeepers on the borders of South Ossetia, Abkhazia, and Russia was serving as an intermediary. Although tense, the situation remained stable until about 2004 when the Rose Revolution in Georgia ousted President Eduardo Shevardnadze in favor of pro-Western President Mikhail Saakashvili. Under Saakashvili, pro-Western reforms occurred, and of course, Russia did not like this. Immediately, Saakashvili's presidency was marked with nationalism and a promise to restore the territorial integrity of Georgia by reincorporating the semi-independent regions of South Ossetia and Abkhazia. And, as you guessed it, once again, Russia did not like this. Additionally, Saakashvili announced pro-Western, pro-liberal reforms like cultivating closer economic ties with the EU to ensure its own economic security. And, of course, Russia did not like this, as it threatened Russia's influence in the area and over the former Soviet countries. Also, Saakashvili proposed and signed the Baku-Tbilisi-Kenyan pipeline to reduce energy dependency on Russia. And as you guessed it, Russia did not like this, especially because it would reduce Russia's influence in the area and also reduce Russian influence in European energy security matters. Of course, the EU, NATO, and especially America liked this and loved these reforms as it promoted their strategic goals, liberal values, and lessened Russia's overall influence. However, things took a turn for the worse when at the Bucharest Summit in April 2008, a membership action plan was suggested for Georgia to join NATO. And as you guessed it, Russia did not like this. Gorbachev, the Russian president, said that the former Soviet state membership in NATO will be seen as a provocation, especially with the missile defense already in Poland and Czech Republic. Fortunately, President of France Nicolas Sarkozy and German Chancellor Angela Merkel rejected the idea of Georgia membership in NATO. So if Georgia and NATO had a Facebook page, the relationship status would go from dating to it's complicating because of the jealous ex-Russia does not want Georgia to leave. So Georgia may never get the desired status of in a relationship with NATO. Aww. Amid skirmishes between Georgia and South Ossetia, military exercises in Georgia with NATO and the US, and Russian support for the proposal of South Ossetia and Abkhazia to have Russian statehood, by August, conflict was nearly on the brink. On the evening of August 7th, Georgian forces moved on South Ossetia in response to the South Ossetian militia attacking Georgian peacekeepers. Within a few hours, Russian forces responded on August 8th. Russia responded by invading South Ossetia to push back Georgia, who had already captured most of the territory. And by August 10th, Russia recaptured South Ossetia, and they put Georgian forces back and even made incursion into some Georgian villages. Now, NATO, EU, and the USA just helplessly watched, like sad little puppy dogs. Aww. By August 12th, Nicolas Sarkozy negotiated a peace agreement between Russia and Georgia, requiring Russia to withdraw from Georgia after thousands of people were displaced. The short war had a long-term impact as it rocked the international community's global standards and global norms. Was Russia to re-emerge as a superpower? Why was America and the EU so unable and unwilling to support Georgia and defend them? And what will be the future of the region and even the world? and so on, and so on.